Hello, and welcome to the Washington State Board of Nursing's Bondcast. I'm Carl Hohen, and I'd like to welcome you and hope you enjoy learning about our state's Board of Nursing, officially called the Nursing Care Quality Assurance Commission, and specifically about the work we do to ensure the safety and well-being of the people of Washington State. For our first episode, we welcome Executive Director Paula Meyer and Commission Chair Lori Soini.
It is my pleasure today to introduce you to Ms. Paula Meyer. Paula began her career in nursing as a nursing assistant at Powell County Memorial Hospital in Deer Lodge, Montana. She completed her bachelor's degree in nursing in 1980 from Montana State University, and in 1984 moved to Washington, D.C., where she worked at Arlington Hospital, which was one of the original magnet hospitals. In 1989, Paula received her master's degree in nursing from George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. She then returned to the Pacific Northwest, where she worked in home health for 5 years in Thurston, Mason, and Lewis counties. And in 1998, she became the executive director of the Nursing Care Quality Assurance Commission. It is a pleasure to have worked alongside Paula for the last many years with the Nursing Commission. So, Paula, if you could tell us a little bit about the Nursing Commission.
Lori, thank you so much for that very nice introduction, and it's an absolute pleasure to work with you as well. So let me tell you just a little bit about the commission. The Nursing Commission, as Lori said, is the State Board of Nursing in the state of Washington. The Nursing Commission is a state agency. So the Nursing Commission is actually part of the executive branch. Most people say the legislative branch, but it's part of the executive branch. And the executive branch is under the governor, and that is to enforce the laws. The legislature makes the laws, the judicial branch interprets the laws, and the executive branch enforces the laws. So the Nursing Commission enforces the laws of nursing in the state of Washington. The governor appoints the commission members. They're appointed to 4-year terms, and they can serve 2 full 4-year terms. As part of that executive branch, I said, they enforce the law. So that's the laws of nursing in Washington state. And very oftentimes you'll hear it referred to as the Nurse Practice Act. And the Nurse Practice Act is the RCW Chapter 18.79. The first section of that Nurse Practice Act states the purpose of the Nursing Commission, and that is to establish, monitor, and enforce consistent standards of practice, licensing, discipline, and continued competency. The Nursing Commission approves all nursing education and nursing assistant training programs in Washington state. And Nursing Commission also regulates advanced practice in Washington state. And Lori is a nurse practitioner with the University of Washington Medical Center. Lori, do you just want to tell us a little bit about being a nurse practitioner?
Yes, I've been a nurse in the state for over 30 years and have been an advanced practice nurse for over 20. And Washington State's actually been on the forefront of advanced practice nursing. Well, frankly, I think they've been on the forefront of all nursing practice, but certainly as on the forefront of advanced practice nursing, both in the wide scope of practice as well as its full prescriptive authority since the year 2000.
Thanks, Lori. So let me give you a little history about the Nursing Commission. In 1909, the Board of RN Examiners was formed. In 1994, the LPN Board of Examiners and the RN Board of Examiners were combined in law, and they formed the Nursing Care Quality Assurance Commission. Hard to believe, but nurses have been regulated and licensed in the state of Washington for over 100 years now. The Nursing Commission currently has 15 members. There are 7 RN members, 3 LPNs, 2 advanced registered nurse practitioners, and 3 public members. The mission of the commission is to protect the public. The public members of the commission are there as consumers of nursing care. The commission, again, protects the public, while the association protects the nurse. So having those public members there as consumers of nursing care is very important because, again, we want to make sure that we are regulating nurses, protecting the public, and also the safety of patient care in Washington State. As the executive director of the Nursing Commission, I am not a member. I am basically the business administrator for the Nursing Commission to make sure that they have the resources that they need to do their job. And their job is described in that chapter of law. And again, that's RCW chapter 18.79. There are over 60 employees that now work to assure that the Nursing Commission's actions are carried out. There's several departments. That includes licensing, investigations, the attorneys, nursing educators, nursing assistant training programs, advanced practice, and operational staff. Every nurse providing nursing care in Washington State must be licensed in the state of Washington. This includes LPNs, RNs, advanced registered nurse practitioners, and nursing techs. For discipline, the Nursing Commission must receive a complaint to start an investigation. The Nursing Commission makes the determination whether to investigate or not, and most of the complaints we receive are closed because of either lack of evidence, lack of jurisdiction, or the complaint is not within the scope of practice of nursing. Not all investigations result in actions on the license. Nurses are informed of the complaint and can be represented by an attorney, and it is the Nursing Commission members who are working nurses who make the decisions on discipline. I'd like to also mention our Washington Health Professional Services Program. The Washington Health Professional Services Program acts to monitor nurses who have substance use issues. The program provides contracts for nurses with substance use issues so that their rehabilitation is monitored, again, to protect the public. That contract includes usually a 5-year term. It has body fluid analysis. It requires worksite monitors, and also that nurse continue to be a member of a support group. And that support group has to be with nurses and other health professionals. But we really want to make sure that nurse is safe at the bedside. So again, it's monitoring that nurse in their rehabilitation. Those are just a few of the services that the Nursing Commission provides. And then I, as their executive director, make sure, again, that the commission has the resources needed to do what they're tasked to do. I want to give you a little better introduction now to Lori Zoini. Lori earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in nursing and a Bachelor of Arts degree in communication from Pacific Lutheran University in 1988. She began her nursing career as an ICU nurse at the University of Washington Medical Center. After completing her master's in cardiovascular nursing in 1991, she practiced as a heart failure, heart transplant clinical nurse specialist. And in 1998, she returned to school and completed a postmaster's nurse practitioner program. She practiced as a nurse practitioner in cardiology since 1998 at the University of Washington. In 2009, Lori completed her PhD in nursing science and 3 years ago accepted the role of Chief AR&P for the University of Washington Medicine. In addition to this leadership role, she continues to practice in cardiology. Lori has served on the Nursing Commission for 8 years and is currently the Commission's chair. Lori, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Paula. As I hear you kind of read that, especially the last couple lines of that being my involvement with the commission, it takes me right back to meeting you about 10 years ago now. I had finished my PhD and really, probably like many nurses in the state of Washington, knew very little about the Nursing Commission. And as you will likely recall, after I finished my PhD, I had a little more free time and so ended up returning to some of the hospital meetings that I had sort of set aside during that time. And I remember going to a patient care leadership meeting here at the University of Washington Medical Center, and you were actually the presenter, and you were speaking about the role of the Nursing Commission in discipline. And we were introduced, and I was intrigued. And as I said, at that point, I'd been a nurse in the state of Washington for over 20 years. And truthfully knew very little about the regulation of nursing. And so you and I had several conversations, and you suggested I potentially take on some projects working as a pro tem member with the Nursing Commission. And so after doing that for a couple of years, I actually applied and, as you said, was appointed initially by Governor Gregoire for my first term as a full commission member. And as you said, I had the honor of representing advanced practice nursing on the commission. And as I kind of think about, as my tenure actually on the commission is rapidly coming to an end, when I think back on my service on the commission, really I think what has struck me the most is all that I have learned about nursing, both the depth and the breadth of nursing and nursing practice in this state, and what it takes from a regulatory standpoint to maintain that amazingly high quality of education and practice. I think nursing in Washington State has truly been on the forefront of licensing, practice, discipline. And so, again, that was something that I knew very little about prior to my involvement. I think the other thing that I think is really important for people to recognize is that unlike some industries or some professions that are regulated externally, the Nursing Commission is truly regulated by nurses. So those processes are actually, the decision making goes on by people who practice nursing. In addition to, as you've made reference to, several public members who have amazing contributions and perspectives. But again, the vast majority of our regulation is actually done by people who practice as nurses. So I think another of the highlights of my 8 years on the commission is the opportunity to observe the workings and be a part of the workings of the commission, as well as observing the amazing culture that is the Nursing Commission. So as I'm sure many of the people who are listening who have practiced as nurses for a long time, you've had the opportunity to observe and potentially be a part of many different cultures. And in my experience, it's unique that as one gets to know an organization, that one actually becomes more in awe of that organization. And that has truly been my experience with the Nursing Commission, that the more I have observed its workings, the more I am in awe of both the commission work as well as the organizational culture. The integrity of this part of the government, the integrity of this amazing group of humans, and that includes the staff and the commissioners, the manner in which this group works together, always thinking and looking forward, always knowing that there is a better way that we might be able to explore doing something. And I would say that that culture hasn't just happened. It has been intentionally built by Paula and the hundreds of commission members and staff who, like me, have had the honor of serving the public through the regulation of nursing practice. So for that, I am extraordinarily grateful. I am extraordinarily grateful to my fellow commissioners who go above and beyond, especially during these last couple of years, as all of our practices have demanded increased amount of flexibility and professionalism and commitment. And despite that, those same individuals continue to serve at the pleasure of the governor in helping to continue to regulate nursing practice to keep the public safe. So it has been an absolute honor, and I thank you all for your willingness to consider potentially being part of the commission. And I think, Paula, you're going to let the group know ways in which nurses and the public could increasingly become involved with the commission.
Lori, what a wonderful tribute to the Nursing Commission and to nursing. And again, you've served with us for over 10 years now. And to hear that you speak about the integrity of the group and the vision that the group has really says a lot about the Nursing Commission. So thank you for those wonderful words. As Lori said, there are 4 members that will be completing either their first or their second terms. And so we are in the process of recruiting for some new members. One of those positions is Lori's position. Lori will complete her second term June 30th of this year, and so we'll be seeking another nurse practitioner. We're also looking for public members. And as I said, public members are consumers of nursing care. So Helen Myrick will complete her second term as well, the end of June. So we'll be looking for additional public members. The third is an RN member, and that RN must be a staff nurse providing direct care to patients. And the fourth position then is an LPN member. So we'll be looking for an ARNP, an RN, a licensed practical nurse, and a public member. We will begin to have the recruitment announcements come out soon. They'll be posted on our website with the link to the application for the governor's appointment. And we wish you just the best wishes to become a Nursing Commission member in the future. Lori, again, thank you for all the things that you have done for the Nursing Commission. It's been an absolute pleasure to serve with you.
Well, thank you, Paula, and thank you for your decades of service to the Nursing Commission and to protecting the public of Washington State. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
On behalf of Washington State's Board of Nursing, thank you for listening to our Bondcast. Be on the lookout for future episodes.